The Hong Kong Zoological and Botanical Gardens, Chinese, is one of the oldest zoological and botanical centers in the world. It occupies an area of 5.6 hectares, 14 acres, at mid-levels, on the northern slope of Victoria Peak in Hong Kong. Founded in 1864, its first stage had been opened to the public in 1871. It is the oldest park in Hong Kong. Similar to Hong Kong Park, Hong Kong Zoological and Botanical Gardens provides a natural environment and atmosphere in Central District. It is bigger than Hong Kong Park and contains more plants, birds and facilities. History. The park was previously named Bingtao Faiyuan. Bingtao literally means the head of the soldiers or the commander-in-chief. According to Hong Kong's Leisure and Cultural Services Department, it was nicknamed as such by the city's Chinese community, as it was the former site of the city's government house. Others said Bingtao was just the phonetic transliteration of the first two syllables of the word botanical. In the old days, many lovers liked to go there on a date. Memorials. At the southern entrance to the gardens, at Upper Albert Road, is a memorial arch dedicated to the Chinese who died assisting the Allies during the two World Wars. The inscription on the lintel reads, "In memory of the Chinese who died loyal to the Allied cause in the wars of 1914 to 1918 and 1939 to 1945. The granite arch in the shape of a peifang was erected in 1928. Reference to the Second World War was added later. A bronze statue of King George VI was erected in commemoration of the 100th anniversary of British colonial rule over Hong Kong, 1841 to 1941. Plants. There are more than 1,000 species of plants in the gardens, mostly indigenous to tropical and subtropical regions. It includes some rare species like the dawn redwood and the local ailanthus. Besides these, some species which can produce flowers throughout the year can also be found there, like the Hong Kong orchid tree. Different species are grown in the thematic gardens in the Hong Kong Zoological and Botanical Gardens. Bamboo garden. This garden grows about 10 times bigger than other gardens. Camellia garden. More than 30 species are grown in this garden. Crapnell's camellia, Camellia crapnelliana, Granthum's camellia, Camellia granthumiana, and Hong Kong camellia, Camellia hongkongensis, are native to Hong Kong. Some introduced rare species such as Yunnan camellia, Camellia reticulata, and golden camellia, Camellia nitidissima and Camellia phlebia, can also be found in this garden. Magnolia garden. This garden grows 5 species of magnolia: Chinese magnolia, Magnolia coco, Yulon, Magnolia denudata, purple magnolia, Magnolia liliiflora, saucer magnolia, Magnolia times solangiana, southern magnolia, Magnolia grandiflora. Greenhouse. Various species of orchids, ferns, bromeliads, vines and carnivorous plants are grown in the greenhouse. Palm garden. This garden grows over 30 species under 22 genera of the palm family. Bauhinia garden. Hong Kong orchid tree. This garden grows 8 species including Hong Kong orchid tree, Bauhinia blakina, purple camel's foot, Bauhinia purpurea, and camel's foot tree, Bauhinia variegata. Azalea garden. This garden grows over 10 azalea species including red azalea, Rhododendron simsii, lovely azalea, Rhododendron pulchrum, purple azalea, Rhododendron pulchrum var. Phoenicium, and white azalea, Rhododendron mucornatum, those are native to Hong Kong. There are also rare species such as yellow azalea, Rhododendron moyer, and Westland's rhododendron, Rhododendron moelmanense. Herb garden. Various species of herb are grown in the garden. Animals. Black and white rough lemur, Hoffman's two-toed sloth, meerkat. The size of the garden precludes the keeping of very large mammal species such as giraffes. Nevertheless, the collection of primates is varied, including such diverse creatures such as the golden lion tamarin, gibbon, orangutan, ring-tailed lemur and black and white rough lemur. Apart from the plants, there are over 400 birds, 50 mammals and 20 reptiles. Mammals and reptiles. Chinese alligator. African spurred tortoise. A taxidermy specimen of Siu Fa, the female jaguar that lived in Hong Kong for nearly 20 years and died, is on display at the Education and Exhibition Center of HKZBG from March 5, 2009. A pigeon pair of Bornean orangutan twins were born in the HKZBG in July 2011, joining the big family of the gardens. This is the first ever successful breeding of Bornean orangutan twins in the HKZBG, bringing to 5 the total number of this primate in the gardens. To enhance public understanding and appreciation of all living creatures, the 2 female meerkats introduced to the HKZBG are aged 4 and 5 and are housed in the newly decorated meerkats home. The reptiles are primarily snakes and turtles such as the African spurred tortoise, Chinese alligator and Burmese python. Birds. Yellow casqued hornbill, black-faced spoonbill, Malayan peacock pheasant. Over 100 species have successfully reared young including red-crowned crane, peacock pheasant and Rothschild's mite, all of which are highly endangered in the wild. An injured black-faced spoonbill was rescued in Nam Sang Wei by staff of the Agriculture, Fisheries and Conservation Department and transferred to the KFBG Wild Animal Rescue Center in March 2018. This black-faced spoonbill, which was unable to fly after the operation, fortunately it will be able to join other water birds at HKZBG and so will have companions in captivity. The small brick buildings that house some of the smaller birds were once staff quarters for Chinese workers at the park. These were recently renovated, resulting in the destruction of a row of disused Victorian gas lamp posts, probably the last remaining such row in Hong Kong, and possibly in East Asia. Citation needed. Animal welfare concerns. The Hong Kong Zoo has come under fire for outdated facilities and inadequate, overcrowded conditions for the animals housed within its confines. The South China Morning Post reported the Kadoorie Institute, the SPCA, Animals Asia and Orangutan Aid expressed sincere doubts over the welfare of its animals and recommended that the park be returned to its original status as a botanical garden. Later in the year, Jane Goodall expressed her concern over the treatment of orangutans in Hong Kong's zoo, saying that they were not in a good situation, and adding that large animals in small cages with nothing to do are not happy animals. Transport. The main entrance is located at Upper Albert Road. A number of bus routes give access to the facility. Admission is free to all parts of the Zoological and Botanical Gardens.